Today I'm going to teach you how to make focaccia. Focaccia is this amazing Italian bread, but let me tell you, it's not difficult to make. The thing is, you have to know the secrets, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. Hey friends, I'm Victoria, and I share with you cozy, comforting, simple recipes. It's not super complicated food, but it's good and it's simple, and this is stuff that you can make at home. Here's what it looks like. It is spongy. It is not crunchy, it is salty, it is oily, it is delicious. To make this recipe, you're going to need to use dry active yeast. I know some people do use their sourdough starter. Good for you, boo. If you do sourdough and you want to use your sourdough starter, I have no idea how much starter you need. I'm using dry active yeast for this recipe. The first thing that you need to know about focaccia is it does have yeast, it has several ingredients, but you can customize it to whatever you want it to be. This particular focaccia has orange peel, honey, and it's meant to be a little bit sweet. And I did not do a whole dessert focaccia. I have seen that. That's not what we're doing here. We're just doing something a little bit different. So once you know the basic recipe, you can add whatever you want in here. You can do one of those fancy focaccias that has flowers and stuff like that. Most of the time I don't have the time for that. I'm just getting it in the oven. But you could do whatever you want. For this recipe, this is a no-knead recipe. I know somebody fainted way back in the back. Okay, listen to me. I took this recipe and I messed up. So I found this recipe and I was like, okay, just put everything in the bowl. And I did not read the part where it said you had to knead it with a bread hook for 10 minutes. Oops. Well, here's what I found out is this recipe works just fine if you don't knead it, okay? And as with everything, temperature and weather is going to affect how things bake, right? So it's been really cold. This is like the cold snap season, so it's been really cold. So my focaccia is not sky high. But if I were making this in the summer, I might have a different experience. Come close. What I'm about to tell you right now is probably the most important thing you need to know. This recipe, even though you're like, it's kind of oily once you touch it, it's kind of oily, you think you don't have to oil your pan. This is wrong, so wrong. And what I've noticed is I've tried this with a couple different pans, okay? I've tried it with a Pyrex dish like this. Everybody's got this. Everybody and their grandmother has one of these. And just a regular baking sheet. And the focaccia will rise to whatever size pan you put it in. The thing is, it's such a delicate dough once it's risen that I swear you could like breathe on it and it's gonna drop. Let's talk about parchment for a second. You need to put parchment down if you want this to be an easy peasy recipe. I have tried to make this focaccia several different ways. It does stick to the pan. When I've made it just with this pan being entirely oiled, it completely stuck to the bottom. That's not what I want. I want this recipe to be easy peasy. So put down a piece of parchment paper, okay? So whether you have just a cookie sheet, whether you have something more like a baking dish that you want this to rise and be super fluffy in, either way, it's gonna be really good. You need to know that you have to keep this dish covered, but do not expect that if you have it in a shallow dish, it will rise past the lip of the dish. It just won't. So, you need to assess, figure out what kind of focaccia you want to make. Do you want to make something that's a little bit flatter like this, which is still delicious, hello? Or do you want to make something that is really, really fluffy and see how much of a rise you can get out of it? Then you want something like this, okay? Then you need to make sure you put down your parchment paper and you put down some parchment and a little tea towel or whatever your situation is going to be for the top of it to let it rise. Use olive oil from a single source, make sure it's good quality, and yeah, we're going to use a lot of it. Something else I want you to know is we're going to use a high quality salt for the top. Now with this particular batch, I put the focaccia in and then I was going to take it out and I go, Oh my God, I forgot to salt it. It's okay, right when you take it out of the oven, I like to drizzle a little bit more olive oil on top just to make sure that it is absorbed. And at the same time, that's when you put your salt down. It'll stick, I promise. I want you to comment below and let me know if you would A, make this recipe, and B, how it turned out. I'm so excited to share this with you and also to share this as a no-knead recipe. You really don't need to knead it. You can see this has risen up quite a bit. It looks a little jiggly, that's fine. But once it's risen up quite a bit like this, we're gonna go ahead and put it on a parchment on a cookie sheet. And so you can actually, like you can use your hand, you can use a bench scraper like this just to kind of scrape the bowl. We're gonna do two things. We're gonna sort of spread this out more of a rectangle, and then we're gonna coat it in olive oil and add the rest of our orange peel. It is time to finish. Now, I already covered this with enough olive oil, but we're just gonna do the bubbles. You can do one hand, you can do both, it doesn't really matter. Oh, look at this gorgeous bubble. See how you get, but that's how you get the bubbles, is by doing this kind of an action. I'm so excited about this. I've got my oven, it's already preheated to piping hot, which would be about 500 degrees. It's gonna go in there for about 12 minutes. And this is gonna be, if I could say, this is probably gonna be the thicker side, this is probably gonna be the thinner side. That's cool, we'll eat both. If you wanted to add more salt, this is the time to do it. I might sprinkle a little bit more because I like for the salt to get down in the crevices. So I think I'll just give it another little sprinkle. And this is a really coarse salt, so I just kind of like rubbing it between my fingers. If you love recipes like this that are cozy and comforting and simple but delicious, then make sure you subscribe and share this with a friend who you think needs to learn how to make focaccia. Yeah. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh, this focaccia is so beautiful. And this is a little bit different because normally I just add the Italian spices. I just do my own Italian seasoning with rosemary and basil and that sort of thing. This is a little bit different with the orange. The orange is very unexpected. And you know what would this be fantastic with? This would be so good with a grilled cheese. Yum. The bottom is crispy Oh look, even the bottom has bubbles. You guys, this was less than 10 minutes in the oven at about 500 degrees. You want your oven smoking hot to do this. And yeah, this is just a really good, simple recipe. If you need to make bread for something like sandwiches, something to go with some soup or something, how fancy are you? I just made my own focaccia. Okay, friends, you go forth and make focaccia. Love you, bye.